This video sports flashback takes us hunting with the 2016 High Desert Mavericks, hunting the fastball, the Texas Rangers' philosophy to hitting and key to the Mavs' success as they were winning the first half championship in the California League. The 2016 High Desert Mavericks formula for winning the California League Southern Division First Half Championship epitomizes the quintessential team concept. It would be hard to pinpoint one clear-cut most valuable player candidate for the Mavericks. Instead, it is easy to point out how every member of the team made vital contributions to the first half title run. What works best for High Desert is teamwork. What does manager Howard Johnson like most about what he sees from his team?
I'd say their resiliency, because they've been able to, play well considering we really don't have a huge offense. Starting pitching's been good. We've moved a couple of guys up to AA in the meantime, but our bullpen has been solid. Position player-wise, what I like is the fact that they've done a good job regardless of where they've hit in the lineup or where they've played in the field, and that's important because that shows me that they are prepared to play.
Howard Johnson is in his first season as a manager in the Texas Rangers organization. What is his top priority as a manager?
Well, my first and foremost priority as manager of the A-ball team is make sure that all our guys are prepared to play and try to give them as many opportunities to play as possible.
Many managers coach the offense from third base. Hojo coached the first half from the dugout.
Well, I would be at third. I would have been there, but my foot was in a boot for most of spring training and pretty much most of the first half. So I'll be out there at third, some in the second half, but pretty much just for protection so I don't re-injure it.
Okay. Hojo, do you have one golden rule, one rule that is above and beyond all others, that every player that is on a Hojo managed team knows this, first and foremost, is a rule that must be obeyed?
They got to be prepared. I mean, besides being on time, right, and ready, they got to be prepared to play. And no matter what the situation is, if they're in the game, I expect them to get the job done. And that's what I demand from them. Is I want them to feel like every time they come to the ball field that they're going to have a chance to help us win. And I want them to be prepared to play even if they're not in the lineup.
Howard Johnson definitely takes more notes during the game than any previous Mavericks manager.
Well, I make notes of things that happen during the game that are important, whether put them in a report. I try to be as descriptive as I can because I'm trying to paint a good picture for the Texas Ranger organization and find, the things that our players are doing so that we can evaluate properly and address issues if we have them, or hopefully advance guys when they deserve it.
What does the Mavericks skipper deem the biggest factor in winning the first half Southern Division title?
Well, I think mainly because our bullpen has been strong. We've been able to hold leads when we get them. Very few blown saves. Our guys done a good job with that.
You've got a starting pitcher now into the 5th, 6th, maybe even 7th inning. What are you watching for specifically to determine whether you leave him in or take him out?
Really just command. If they're able to throw strikes, I don't care about the velocity as much as at the command, because my opinion is that if a starting pitcher can get us 6 innings, maybe even 7, that means he's spotting different pitches and he's not falling behind a lot of hitters, and that's really the key right there, is not falling behind.
The Mavericks split their first series to start the second half. Workhorse David Ledbetter, the team's leader in innings pitched, winning the final game of that series in Rancho Cucamonga. The offensive success of the Mavericks can be attributed to the effectiveness of hitting coach Bobby Rose in his second season with High Desert. Does Bobby Rose have a specific approach to hitting?
Absolutely. We try to have the hitters basically hunt fastballs and get themselves prepared to hit fastballs, because most of the times they're going to see fastballs. That's what the pitchers throw most often, so we have them try to hunt that as much as they possibly can.
Is there one aspect of what you've seen from your hitters in terms of improvement or performance that you are happiest about, most pleased about in the first half of this season?
Absolutely. Their abilities to attack fastballs and hunt fastballs is what we preach and what they've been able to do. So, we're going to keep forcing that issue and keep them on that, because as they progress through the system, that's what they're going to continue to have to do.
The Mavericks hitters lead the California League in on-base plus slugging percentage, in addition to being far and away the top home run hitting team in the circuit. Bobby Rose makes note and takes notes on practically every pitch his hitters see and how they react or respond.
We try to give our hitters the most information we can on the pitchers, their tendencies, what they like throwing at certain counts, and to get them prepared as much as possible, so when they get in the batter's box they have an idea and a plan that they're going to be able to execute off that pitcher and off that team and how they've been pitched with that team.
What is the toughest adjustment hitters have to make from the amateur level to preparing and competing day in and day out on the professional level?
You just said it right there, playing every single day, having to play, having to grind, and having to fail. They're failing constantly. When they're coming up from high school, they were always hitting 500, 600, and now they get to this level and then they get humbled. And they got better players, better pitchers, so then they also got to battle the failure, and that's one of the biggest things that they have to overcome is that.
Hunting the fastball is exactly what the Texas Rangers organization wants its hitters to do.
Well, mainly we want to be able to hit the fastball, and what we try to do with our guys is make sure they're ready to hit the fastball right away. We don't want them taking strikes, falling behind. I mean, we try to follow the analytics on that. Typically, if you're ahead in the count, you get better pitches to hit, you're gonna do much better. If you're behind, then the pitcher has a huge advantage. So we're trying to teach our guys to be aggressive early, attack the fastball early in the count.
A couple of the youngest Mavericks hitters showed marked improvement as the first half came to an end. Jerome Profar worked his way up to hitting cleanup in the batting order, putting together a 10-game hitting streak to end the first half. Shortstop Michael De Leon, the youngest Maverick at 19, has hit in 9 of his last 10 games at the time of this report, raising his batting average to just under .290 and hitting his first 3 home runs of the season in the process. The youthful De Leon's defense, brilliant. The first half, he is the Rangers' 19th ranked prospect, according to MajorLeagueBaseball.com. There is talk Major League Baseball may change the strike zone, shrinking the strike zone by raising it. Over the past 5 seasons, the strike zone has expanded by about 40 square inches. Big league offense has dropped off, so the strike zone will be reduced. Will that affect the approach Bobby Rose and the Texas Rangers preach?
All I do is just tell them to hunt the fastball. They can't do anything about the strike zone other than because it's human. There's a human person back there, and it's all about his judgment, what he thinks what a strike is. So it's them getting a good pitch that they can hunt and put a good swing on that pitch, basically.
Travis Demerit picked right up where he left off the first half in leading the California League in home runs. The All-Star second baseman hammered his 19th in High Desert's first victory of the second half and followed with his 20th, another High Desert triumph in Rancho Cucamonga, the opening series of the second half. "19-year-old Jairo Barris has stepped up his power production. Manager Howard Johnson took some of the pressure off the young outfielder by dropping him from 4th to lower in the batting order, and Jairo Barris responded with home runs in the first 2 games of the second half. Jairo Barris is ranked the 5th highest prospect in the Rangers minor league system. Scott Heineman was the top Mavericks hitter the first half in terms of batting average. The 23-year-old outfielder from Santa Monica hit .291. His team-high 77 hits included a team-high 5 triples. Scott Heineman also posts the team's top on-base percentage and leads the team in stolen bases. All-star catcher Jose Trevino raised his batting average to .286 at the close of the first half. The 23-year-old from Corpus Christi, Texas, and Oral Roberts University has the lowest strikeout ratio among Mavericks hitters. A defensive wizard behind the plate, Jose Trevino was charged with but 1 error the entire first half of the season. Jose Trevino ranks as the number 21 prospect in the Texas organization. Luke Tendler is the team's RBI leader. The 24-year-old from Wilmington, North Carolina, also leads the Mavericks in doubles, 20 at the All-Star break. Among the steadiest players the first half, third baseman Josh Morgan, whose defensive play solidifies the high desert infield of the hot corner. The 20-year-old from Corona and Orange Lutheran was a third-round draft pick of the Texas Rangers in 2014 and is the 9th-ranked top prospect in the Rangers minor league system. The newest Maverick, in terms of position players, 22-year-old center fielder Jose Cardona from San Nicolas de los Garza, Nuevo León, Mexico. With the promotion of 2 Mavericks starters to AA, Ariel Uroda has emerged the Mavericks ace. The 20-year-old from Panama won 6 games the first half and leads the team in strikeouts.